Waidsum Academy video. Today we're going to learn how to make a shooter game in Scratch. This game will consist of zombies following the player and a player that will be able to shoot the zombies with a gun. So this is just the system, like a default system. Obviously it won't be polished. Alright, enough yapping, let's get into the tutorial. So the first thing we want to do is head over to costumes and make the player sprite. I'm going to rename this to player. I'm going to design the player. The player will be 2D, so its head will be like sticking out. I'll make the color red. Alright, now that I have my player, I'm going to go ahead and group everything. And make sure when you group it, you put it on the anchor because this is really important. And after you've done that, make sure it's facing this side of the screen. So you have to make sure that your player is facing the right side. I'm going to start with the script. When the green flag is clicked, hang on, let me zoom it in a bit. We want it to forever, it should point towards the mouse pointer. So it will forever look at the mouse, and we'll drag an if statement and we'll do if the W key, scroll the way down, if W key is pressed, then it should move 10 steps forward, or you can change the value depending on how fast you want your player to be. I'm going to change the value to 7, and now the player can move, and we've already got a moving player. So good start. Now we want to make the bullet. The bullet should be really simple and really small, and this is one of the most important parts of the actual script. So we're going to copy this, and I'm going to paste it right here. I'm going to make it smaller and put it in the anchor point. And then I'm going to make it yellow. So this is the bullet that we have. I'm actually going to zoom it in a bit and make it like this. So this is the bullet. I'm actually going to make it slightly bigger. Okay, that's a little too big. Like this is okay. And we want to call this whatever you want. I'm going to call it the bullet. And we're going to go back to the player right here. And what I'm going to do is just drag this whole script and drag it in the bullet. So the script will duplicate inside a bullet, and it should forever point to the mouse pointer, like the way the player is. It should forever point to mouse pointer, and it should forever go to the player. So it should go to the player, so you can see now it's pointing towards the mouse pointer, and it's forever stuck at the player. And I'll also make it so that it should forever go to the back layer, so it's at the very back. So now the bullet is hidden. You can see it's been hidden, and you can't really see the bullet anymore. So now what we want to do is make the firing script. So how the firing script is going to work is when the player clicks, if the person that's playing your game, when they click, we want like the bullet to duplicate itself and send out ammo flying to hit the zombies. So what I'm going to do is forever, I'm going to drag an if statement, and I'm going to go to sensing if mouse down. We're going to drag if mouse down. We're also going to add a cooldown, because if you don't add a cooldown, then it will literally be infinite. Then create a clone of myself, and when I start as a clone, we want it to move 10 steps forward forever. We want this to repeat 10 times, which will move 10 steps forward. So basically it's creating clones of itself. You can see when I click, it's shooting out bullets. Okay, we're gonna increase this. We're gonna make it repeat like 1,000 times, so that when we do this, literally you can see it keeps going. Then we're gonna drag an if statement. Before that, I'm going to go to sensing and if touching edge. If touching edge, then we want it to delete the clone. We're gonna put this inside the repeat. So basically you can see that when it touches the edge, it will delete the clone. And now we have a firing script. You see, we're shooting bullets everywhere. We can move, we can shoot, pew pew pew. So you can basically shoot, and that's very good. Now we have a shooting system. Now we're going to create the zombie. So to create the zombie, I'm actually just going to duplicate the player. I'm going to edit the costume, delete this, also delete this, and then I'm going to make this color green. Make it green. I'm going to extend the hands out so it looks like a walking zombie. And this script, forever, instead of pointing towards the mouse pointer, we want it to point towards the player. So it's always looking at the player. You can see if we go here. Wait. Hang on. So you can see it's always pointing towards the player. If I look down, it looks down. It's no matter where I am, it always points towards me. And we also want to forever move 4 steps. So we're going to delete this so that it will forever always move 4 steps. So you can see now it chases the player even if I stand still. Now currently the bullets don't work, but we're going to fix that. We're going to make it so that when the player shoots the zombie, I'm going to call this zombie, the zombie despawns. And we're going to make it so that more than one zombie can spawn at once. So I'm actually going to slow down the zombie speed so you can see the zombies way slower. So let's start off with spawning zombies. Forever, what we want to do is when the green flag is clicked, hide and create a clone of myself. So we're going to make this repeat 10 times. Wait, hang on, we're going to move this aside. Then repeat 10 times, create a clone of myself. But in between creating each clone, we want it to have a cooldown. I'm going to drag this in here, drag this up here, and put this inside. So we're going to make like a 10-second cooldown between creating its clones. So repeat 10 times, wait 10 seconds, create a clone of myself. So I'm just going to put this right here and put this outside. So repeat 10 times, create a clone of myself. You can do forever, that means infinite zombies could be spawning, but that's up to you. I'm just going to do a maximum of 10. And also go to a random position. So when the green flag is clicked, it goes to right. You can't see it because I've hidden it, but you can see now it's here. Restart the game, now it's here. Wait, hang on, let me make it more obvious. So when the green flag is clicked, you can see it goes to like a random. I click, it goes there. I click again, it goes here. I click again, it goes there. So it's random. So I'm just gonna put this back. So when the green flag is clicked, go to a random position, and then it should hide, and then it should wait 10 seconds and create a clone of itself. Now what we're going to do is when I start as a clone, we just want to drag this. I hope you didn't get rid of this. Forever, move steps, 10 steps, and point towards the player. And what we want to do is an if statement. Forever, if we touch the player, so if the zombie is touching the player, we want the game to end, so we're going to use stop all. So this will completely end the game. Oh, looks like there's an error. Looks like there's no zombie spawning. Hang on, maybe it's the 10-second cooldown I put. So let's wait. The game ended. How? Oh, I see. We forgot to add a show. So when it starts as a close show, I'm also going to reduce this to 5 seconds. So when the green flag is clicked, there we go. We forgot to add a cooldown. Now the bullets still don't work. The game still ends. I'm going to add a cooldown to creating clones. Let's see. Alright, only one of them spawn. So it's currently working. That's a really good sign. Now there's 2 zombies, and it can actually keep on spawning zombies. Wait, my project did not save. Let me just click that. So now there's 3. Now there's 4 zombies chasing me. Alright. So now here's the thing. Now they're all spawning from this location. If we wanted to spawn from a random location, we can just go to motion, and when I start as a clone, it should just go to a random location. So when it spawns, it can spawn anywhere on the map. Now let's make the bullet work. Now right now we have the shooting script. You can see we can fire, but now it doesn't really work. So when the green flag is clicked, we need another if statement. When I start as a clone, we need a forever loop. Forever, when I start as a clone, if touching the zombies, touching zombie, that we want it to broadcast a kill function. So we're going to create a new message. I'm going to call this kill function, and it should broadcast a killed function. When I receive killed function, alright, it's not gonna work. I'm just going to drag this. Wait. So basically, when I start as a clone, forever, if touching zombie, I'm going to actually just move this here because this is the better option. So I'm gonna also get rid of this. So now that we have this, if touching the bullet, so if touching the bullet, then let me actually put this in here. So if touching bullet, then delete this clone. So basically, we wait for a zombie to spawn. I'm actually gonna put this in full screen. Alright, it's time to test this. Make sure there's no flaws in the system. Alright, zombie spawn, we shoot, it despawns. Alright, so now we have a working gun. And we have a working gun, we have zombies that follow the player, and we got a moving player. So I hope this tutorial helped you. If it really did, please leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the Waidsum Academy YouTube channel. It really helps us out a ton, and I'll see you all in the next Scratch tutorial. Make sure to leave the notification bell on so you don't miss it. Thanks for watching.